Hi, it's Scott, aka Sketchy McDoodles. uh, welcome. I thought I would make a little video. I've got some equipment out here. I'm getting ready to do something, and I thought, hey, why not share it with my friends out there on the social medias? What I've got here is this guy here I've named Preston, Preston the Heat Press. I've got a t-shirt, some measuring equipment, and I also have a direct-to-film transfer, heat transfer, with one of my own drawings on it. That's pretty cool. So I thought I was going to go ahead and do some heat press stuff. And I don't have everything I want to make this specific shirt, but I can at least show you what the back piece looks like and how easy it is to actually do and how simple it is to do and possibly how simple it is to mess up depending on how this goes. But I just wanted to take a few minutes and share that with you. I think it was about, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago I was on Instagram or TikTok, or probably Instagram. I'm not on TikTok too much. And I kept seeing ads going by for, turn your drawings into heat transfers and stickers. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I'd kind of like to have a shirt with my doodles on it or some stickers. And so I clicked on it and looked into it, and it was a company called Jiffy Prints. And I've used a couple different companies just to try out. I think Ninja was one, Ninja Transfers maybe, and maybe there's a couple other ones, but I really like Jiffy Prints because they're super quick. I can place an order one day, and usually within 2 days my order is at my door and it's here. I don't have the transfers that I ordered on Friday for this shirt, rightfully so. It's a holiday weekend, and I'm hoping that company gave their employees the weekend off, and so there's a bit of a delay. But I don't know if that's the best company. Maybe you've used other ones and maybe there's better ones, but that's the company I went with. Anyway, I ordered my first set with my doodles, and they arrived, and I just thought, they're like iron-ons. You can just iron them on. I remember when I was a kid, we used to do that, and they are, to some extent. You could do it that way. You could take an iron and work them and get them on there. I don't own an iron. I had a little steam cleaner type thing that got pretty hot, and I thought, well, maybe this will work. It did not work. It did not work well at all. So I did a little more research, and it turns out the best way to get an even application of this style of heat transfer is with a heat press. It applies even pressure, and I've got different temperature settings on this and a timer, usually about 30 seconds on the first press. So I looked into it. I got this guy. I think he was only, I don't know, $150 or $175. Not the most expensive model, probably not the cheapest one either. And if I had to do it again, honestly, I would probably do something a little different, maybe spend maybe double that, another $150, and get a model that when you raise the lid, allow me to show you, on this guy, it opens just like that. So you put your transfer in here. However, this gets very hot, and you don't have a lot of room to work in here. So they make models where this head will swing out of the way. Then you can put your garment in and your transfer and get it positioned just the way you like it, then swing the head back and then bring it down and lock it into place. They also make a model that the bottom drawer actually rolls out, and you can put your garment on it, get it arranged just right, slide it in, and then press. That's probably a better method to go. But also, I mean, I don't make a ton of shirts. I'm not out mass producing shirts, so for me, for the price that I paid for this, it works very well. It's a Vever is the brand? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if I were considering it again, and if you're considering it, those are some things to think about. There are better options. I also have some measuring tools. I don't use them as much. I use this more than anything else. It's a little fabric ruler to kind of get things even, That's probably the biggest thing. And then these heat erasable fabric marker pens. So on this shirt, eventually when my stuff comes in, I'm gonna have a little chest piece in here, a special one I ordered out. And so the easiest way for me to get that where I want it is to put the shirt on, look in the mirror, kind of figure where I want it, then make a couple little marks, and then I can put it where I want, and it's gonna, after I put the shirt on, it's gonna show up where I want it to be. There are guides in this little kit that you can use for that, but I maybe have a weird shaped body. It doesn't seem to work out. So anyway, yeah, that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be me showing you how easy it is, or how easy it is to mess up, putting a heat transfer on using a heat press, and in case you were wondering. And if you're not, you don't have to watch. I mean, I get it. All right, so first step, I've got my heat press powered on. It's heated up to 315 degrees. You can go a little hotter, a little cooler. It seems to work for me at 315. Before I lay out where I'm going to put the heat transfer, I want to go ahead and give the shirt a pre-press. I want to give it maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Just press it down, take some of the moisture out of it, flatten out any wrinkles. Some garments, I know on the first tote bag I did not pre-press it. I just put the transfer on, put it in there, brought it down, and that tote actually shrank while the heat transfer was being applied, and it kind of bunched it up a lot. I managed to salvage it, but it will also pre-shrink the garment, I guess, in a way. So that's something you'll do. I have these sheets of Teflon. I have a lot of them. And I'll usually put these down on top of the garment just as a safety measure to ensure that I'm not burning the garment. Those will just sit right between the heat plate and the shirt. And then we'll just give it a little 10-15 second press. That should be enough to evaporate any moisture that's in the cloth, and if it's going to shrink it a little. And that should do it. All right. The Teflon sheets will be a little warm, be careful. I will say that these heat press machines usually will come with like Kevlar gloves or heat resistant gloves. And it's probably a good idea to wear them. I just am not. So, you know, smarter people probably would. All right, so that looks pretty good. It's fairly flat. All right, on to the next step. All right, so in this next section, I'm just gonna be kind of laying the template out, or laying the heat transfer out, kind of maneuvering it, kind of looking off of where the seams are. These are kind of my reference points. To kind of determine if it's centered or if it needs to be one way or the other, and just kind of figuring out how far down from the collar I want this to be, and how far up from the bottom of the shirt. Once I get it about where I think it should be, I've got some heat resistant tape that's especially for this. Once I get it laid out where I think it should be, I'll put some tape around it to kind of hold it in place while I move the shirt over to the press. Take your time with this, get it where you want it. The good news is if you're just making a shirt for yourself, you mess it up a little, it's not the end of the world. All right. All right, so I've got the design laid out and taped into place with the heat-resistant tape. I can tell you that whole process can drive you insane. You want to adjust it a little this way, a little that way, a little this way. I mean, it's a shirt for myself, so if I mess it up and it's a little crooked, who really cares? All right, so I've got it in all adjusted. I've moved it over to the machine, and you just kind of want to make sure you've got it flattened out. And you can take a look at the bottom of the garment and look at the design and see that it's still kind of level. You know, just kind of go around and make sure the whole thing's in there kind of flat and even. Then you'll take your Teflon sheets again. You want to lay those down over the transfer and the garment. Again, I think I have this set at like 315. You could go up or down from that. There's probably recommendations. And I keep a microfiber cloth handy. So I'm going to go ahead and press this for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to take the shirt out and lay it on a flat mat, a cool mat. And I'll take this microfiber over the top of the transfer and just kind of gently brush it down a little bit. That'll help cool it down and help press the transfer in a little more. So let's do that. All right, so at this point, I'm just kind of brushing over this thing with a microfiber cloth. It's cooled quite a bit. You want to, depending on the type of heat transfer you get, there are hot peel. But for the most part, a lot of them, you're going to want the heat transfer to cool before you try to peel it. And this is cool to the touch, so I think we're good. So you're going to want to peel off this tape first, and this heat transfer tape can be a little sticky, which is great. That's what you want, right? But you can generally get a piece of it worked off, and then you're good to go. I usually just go ahead and take it all the way off the plastic, get it out of your way. You want to go around and do that pretty much everywhere. There you go. And so when you go to take this plastic sheet off, you don't want to just pull it up and away from the garment. You want to kind of peel it back so that it's rolling against itself versus you trying to pull it off the garment. And if at any point when you're rolling back it looks like the transfer didn't adhere, just go ahead, stop, roll it back over, and put it back in the press. Let's see how we did. It looks like we've got really solid adhesion, excuse me. Looks like it's stuck really well. So at this point you might think you're done. You're really not. So what I'll want to do at this point is go ahead and put it back in the heat press for a final press. And what you can do is you can either put parchment paper down on top of it or the Teflon on top of it, or I like to use a cotton cloth just to protect the surface of the hot plate from melting to the DTF. And you just give it another 10 or 15 seconds, just a final press. So let's do that now. All right, so that's it. That's the whole process. There's not a lot to it. Basically, you're going to heat up your heat press, pre-press your garment, lay the garment back down, line up your direct transfer, get it where you want it, tape it in place. It's always a good idea. Put the garment in the machine, press it for 30 seconds at the recommended temperature, lift the lid, bring it back out, you're going to remove your tape and slowly peel it off to make sure that it had good adhesion. And if it does, peel that off. Then you'll want to, that's after it cools, then you want to put it back into the machine, cover it up with parchment, Teflon. I use a cotton piece of cloth, works pretty good. Put it back in the machine, cover it up, press it for another maybe 10 to 15 seconds, just to make sure that it's good and adhered to the fabric. You can also change kind of the finish of the transfer depending on what you use. So like the Teflon might give you more of a glossy finish. Parchment paper may give you more of a matte finish. So you can affect the finish of the DTF. Well, let's look. This is what we ended up with. This is the back side of the shirt. And I mean, I think it'll be okay. As I said, I'm gonna have, on the chest, I'll have another transfer. And of course, I'll have Sketchy McDoodles on the sleeve. I've got a gold color, not really gold like reflective, but golden yellow that I think is gonna look cool on the side. But yeah, not much to it. Just, you know, you gotta have a little patience, and if you start to get frustrated with the placement, just take a break, walk away. It's always a good idea to walk away and then come back with fresh eyes and take a look at it and see if it's where you like it. I think all in all, that's gonna work out just fine. And I really like the way it looks on this color shirt. So we'll do a final sexy shot close up for you. All right, man. Peace, guys.